Thank you to the parents, the friends, the family, and the support staff of all of the graduates today. It is because of you that these students sit here today. I also have to thank my own support staff that's here, whether present or virtually. Good morning. I am honored to stand before you today, sharing in such a special life moment. I recall sitting in this exact same venue 22 years ago, having a special life moment of my own. I wondered about things like, will we really use all of the words we learned in the Lexicon for Logophiles book? Is Mayday really a thing? Will the parties in college be the best ever? And I attended some epic ones, so I think so. I envisioned what I wanted my life to be like when I left Hutchison. I one day wanted to be married, have kids, become a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and be a corporate attorney. I imagined working for a Forbes 100 company and excelling to the highest position in the business and legal affairs department. Entrepreneurship, nor were entertainment law a part of my vision, but today I'm fulfilled doing both. In my time with you today, I would like to share a few stories that have been pivotal in my journey in hopes that they'll help you along your own. Much like many of you, during my senior year, I applied to several colleges. I ultimately decided on the University of Tennessee because I had a full scholarship along with in-state tuition and elected not to incur a hefty amount of student loan debt. Thanks to Hutchison, before I even stepped foot on University of Tennessee's campus, I already had placed out of my foreign language credit and was on tap to graduate in 3.5 years. When it was time to apply for law school, I decided to apply one of my mother's principles of frugalness. Rather than expend a ton of money on several law school applications, I would only apply to one law school, the University of Tennessee College of Law, which was right across campus. Talk about decisions that are risky. That one was very risky. So I quickly realized that I had to do something else in order to wrap insurance around my bad decision, or shall I say risky decision. So I began to build a relationship with the head of admissions, Ms. Janet Hatcher. After submitting my application, each day I became a fixture in her office. Hi, Ms. Hatcher, lovely outfit. Did you get a new haircut? Have you eaten? Right, because she had to survive through the arduous process of letting me in law school. Now, I built that relationship and I told her about all of the dreams that I had yet to conquer. When acceptance letters went out, Ms. Hatcher called me to come into her office. I was sure it was to let me down gently because she felt sorry for the annoying pest of a young lady that was adamant about being a lawyer. However, she wanted to personally hand me my acceptance letter and allow me to call my mom from her office. Now, of course, this was before cell phones redefined what a long-distance call was, so that was kind of a big deal. But she allowed me to call my mom in order to share the news that not only had I been accepted into law school, but I had been granted a full scholarship to cover all 3 years of law school, tuition, books, etc. That moment taught me the power of showing people a part of yourself that cannot be seen solely on paper. Was I the strongest applicant on paper? I doubt it. But I fostered something that academics alone was insufficient to accomplish. I built a personal relationship. Remember, it is often people that enhance or diminish life's experiences. You decide what type of experience you want people to have when they encounter you. After law school, I was faced with the feat of passing the bar. After studying for three grueling months and sitting through 2 arduous days of testing, I had to wait 3 exhausting months to get results. To my dismay, I failed. Me, Keisha, who had pretty much excelled at most life's challenges, failed the bar. I was crushed. Thankfully, with the support of my family and friends, after having a 5-year-old temper tantrum and researching everything that I could do with a law degree but without a bar license, I endeavored to take the exam again. This time, I passed and increased my score by 30 points. This moment taught me perseverance. Despite my disappointment and my brief derailment of my plan, I had to continue in my pursuit of my goal if I truly wanted to become the attorney I had always dreamed of. I can tell you that on your journey, you will have disappointments and curveballs in life, but your determination to succeed despite the difficult times will ultimately define your story. Life is a marathon, and despite your socioeconomic background, who your parents are, and what area of the city you live in, each of you will face challenges that will not give way or concern to these things. Obstacles and pitfalls will surely occur in each of your lives, but solely you determine whether or not that becomes a period or a comma in your story. After passing the bar and working at a law firm and doing work that I despised for a year, upon the recommendation of my mentor, I decided to open my own law firm so that I could pursue entertainment law. Of course, being a year out of law school, the thought of opening my firm was beyond intimidating. For a brief moment, I was paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of stepping out of my comfort zone. As I encountered this crossroad, I had to decide if the paralysis of fear would overcome my faith. I could have continued to do what was familiar, but in pursuit of my passion, I took a chance and it happened to work. Because as my grandfather would always tell me, nothing beats a failure but a try. This road has not been without its challenges, ups and downs, headaches, heartbreaks, but for me, it's all been worthwhile. My career has taken me on some memorable adventures. I've worked and partnered with law firms in other countries, specifically in Dubai. I've walked red carpets for movie premieres. I've been in the studio when some of Billboard's top 100 hits have been created, and I've witnessed the transformation of ideas into masterpieces. I was even fortunate enough to witness Whitney Houston's final performance as I was in LA attending the Grammys the year she passed. These are all simply perks of what I do, but none of this defines who I am. While my accomplishments in life may be impressive to some, I believe that the greatest accomplishment that each of us can achieve is the impact we have on people. The happiest people don't have the best of everything, they just make the best of everything. Live simply, love generously, care deeply, speak kindly, but most importantly, know that you are fully equipped with the basic tools that you need to make an amazing impact on the world. It's up to you whether you use them, squander them, take them for granted, or build your masterpiece. You decide. I want to leave you with one final story. It's called The Obstacle in Our Path. In ancient times, a king and his men placed a boulder on the roadway. He then hid in the bushes and watched to see if anyone would move the boulder out of the way. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants and courtiers passed by and simply walked around it. Many people blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but none of them did anything about it. One day, a peasant came along carrying vegetables. Upon approaching the boulder, the peasant laid down his burden and tried to push the stone out of the way. After pushing and straining, he finally managed. After the peasant went back to pick up his vegetables, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the boulder had been. The purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king explaining that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the road. The moral of the story: every obstacle that we come across gives us an opportunity to improve our circumstances. And while the lazy complain, others are creating opportunities through their kind hearts, generosity, and willingness to get things done. Go into the world and get great things done. Congrats, Hutchison class of 2019.